my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Garnier SkinActive Vitamin C Brightening Serum 3.5%, which contains a nice blend of niacinamide, vitamin C derivative and salicylic acid. And this should help us to lighten blemishes which may be caused by previous acne or by the sun, so that over time you have a more even skin tone. Now keep in mind, this is a very gentle brightening formulation, therefore it can be used on all skin types daily in the morning and or evening, and then either use it on its own or use it along with any other skincare products which you may be already using. Just keep the order of application in mind, and this is where my example routine comes in handy. This should give you a visual guide, and then later on we are going to put this into practice. So the example routine that I have prepared for you can be used on all skin types. It targets hydration as well as brightening the skin and then protection during daytime or even skin repair in the evening. And so if you like to, you can recreate it at home, otherwise just keep the order of application in mind. So you're going to use this brightening vitamin C serum after your cleansing step. So you can use it immediately after your cleansing step if you want to use it on its own. But if you have a toner or essence at home, then use that one after your cleansing step before applying your brightening vitamin C serum. And then after that, you're going to head into your sunscreen, which is important if you have sun exposure to properly protect the skin. As for your evening skincare routine, again, you can use the vitamin C serum immediately after your cleansing step or include your toner or essence step in between. And then after you have applied your vitamin C serum, you can follow, if you feel the need, with a moisturizer that's suitable for your skin type. That's in general going to work well for you. And then there you have the order of application. In other words, you can also say that you can layer it from the thinnest to the thickest texture, so that it's going to properly absorb into the skin and it's going to feel comfortable on the skin. Now, if you want to recreate this routine at home, you want to go over it again, you want to see what products that I have picked, I have the entire example routine in my PowerPoint, including the products with a little description next to it, as well as a skincare peeling guide on how you can avoid it, and a more in-depth sunscreen guide. So you will find all that information in my PowerPoint, which I'm going to leave in the description box down below. But now I want to share with you the entire application, and I have the setup behind me. Now, I want to share with you an entire example routine from the start to the end. But what's important to emphasize is when it comes to your cleansing step, that you're going to adjust it accordingly to your skin type, as well as what you have worn throughout the days. So, for your morning skincare routine, you can go ahead and just use your regular favorite cleanser to properly wash your face. However, for the evening, if you're trying to remove your stubborn sunscreen and or makeup, like for example a mineral sunscreen, your regular cleanser usually cannot properly break it through. So you are still left with some residue, or you cannot get it off at all. So this is where an oil or balm cleanser comes in handy. They usually break it down all in one go, and then there you have it. You can use such a product on its own, or if you should feel the need, do a double cleanse. Use the oil or balm cleanser at first, and then as your second cleanser you go in with your favorite regular cleanser. And then there you have it, so that in the evening you will end up with a freshly washed and clean face. Because in general the goal is to properly remove any excess oil, dirt, sweat, sunscreen and or makeup from the skin, so that when then moving on to the products that you're going to leave on the skin, that they are going to apply easily to the skin, that they can easily absorb into the skin, that they can give you most of the effectiveness, and that it's not going to cause any sensitivity. And so I've decided to go with the example morning skincare routine because I want to share with you the sunscreen step as well, because if you're already battling with discoloration, you should get into the habit of wearing sunscreen if you have sun exposure. Nonetheless, we are getting started with the first step, which is washing your face. So I'm going to use Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser as an example. You can wash your face above the sink or in the shower, either way is fine. When doing this above the sink, I highly suggest using a soft, clean microfiber washcloth, wet it, squeeze it out, and then use the damp cloth to gently swipe all over your face and neck to remove any last traces of your cleanser, sunscreen and or makeup from the skin. So this can be used daily in the morning and or evening. And this way you're making sure that everything comes properly off the skin when doing this above the sink. And if you can, I highly suggest using lukewarm water to warm water so that it feels comfortable on the skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Now go ahead and take a clean towel and gently pat all over to remove the excess water from the skin surface. So now once you're done with your cleansing step, you now can move on to the next step. So if you have a toner or essence at home, now would be the time to apply it to the skin. So apply it before applying your brightening serum. So I have two hydrating examples right here, and I'm going to use Garnier Snail Essence for the application. So that one has a pump, so as a general guide, use between 1 to 2 pumps and then apply it evenly and thinly all over your skin so that you can make sure that it absorbs easily into the skin but yet hydrates the skin. And avoid applying it to your eyelids. Please do not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. Then rub your fingers together and blend it evenly all over. So I personally like to blend in my products until I notice that they start to absorb into the skin. But once you have applied it evenly all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. If you still should feel the need, you can always give it about 30 to 60 seconds in between so it can fully absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step. And so now the next step is going to be the application of your brightening serum. And so that one has a dropper. So my general guide would be use about 5 drops for your face and neck. It can be slightly adjusted if you should feel the need. Nonetheless, please do not overdo it. It should absorb into the skin so that you're making sure that when layering your multiple products after one another, that it's not going to create, for example, skincare pilling, or that it's not going to create a greasy mass, or that it feels too heavy. Now what you have to keep in mind is when doing the application with this serum, apply it all over your face and neck, but avoid your eyelids. Do not get it into your eyes, do not use it too close to the lower lash line, and please do not get it into your mouth. This serum contains a bit of fragrance. It's not strong, but I do want to emphasize it. So if you have a sensitive eye area, you may also want to avoid the eye contour. Now rub your hands together, or maybe just your fingertips if you want to apply it with your fingertips, and then blend it evenly all over. So, and once you're done with the application of your brightening serum and leave it on the skin, there's no need to wash it off. Again, make sure that you're going to leave enough time in between that it can fully absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step. Now I'm going to go with the morning skincare routine, but I still want to emphasize that now for your evening skincare routine, if you feel the need of following with a moisturizer afterwards, like for example Neutrogena's Hydro Boost Water Gel Cream, then you can now go ahead and do so and use your moisturizer on top of your brightening serum. And when it comes to how much you should use, generally speaking, if you are now following my example routine, you have already worked with an hydrating toner or essence. The vitamin C brightening serum has also some hydration in it. So then when it comes to the moisturizing step, you do not need to overdo it. So my general guide would be either just dip with your finger into the jar, depending on the moisturizer that you have, or if you're going to squeeze it out, use about a pea to a bean size amount so that you can apply it evenly and thinly all over, but at the same time, again, not overdoing it so it still feels comfortable on the skin. But now I want to keep my main focus towards the sunscreen step, because again, I'm going to go with a morning skincare routine, and this is an essential step to do to properly protect the skin. So when it comes to the sunscreen step, the idea behind my example morning skincare routine that you do not need to follow with a moisturizer after your serum before applying your sunscreen is that you would pick a sunscreen that's already suitable for your skin type. So if you have a drier skin type, you would look into a sunscreen cream or light lotion that feels yet hydrating on the skin, like that it's enough hydration for your needs. If you have an oilier skin type, you want to look into a sunscreen that can help you to control it little bit to give you a mattifying effect, or even like work with a mineral sunscreen, this would be ideal. So you can adjust your sunscreen, and this way you can save a step, because your sunscreen includes already everything that you need, not only for your skin type, but to properly protect your skin as well. So I have one example right here, which is Cosrx Always Soothing Sunscreen. It's great for all skin types, and I'm going to use that one now on top of my Brightening Serum. So again, remember, the Brightening Serum has already fully absorbed into the skin. So apply your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure. As a general guide, use half a teaspoon, so I have half a teaspoon right here, for your face, neck, as well as your ears. If you want to include your décolletage, then you're going to use about 1 teaspoon. Now this can be adjusted depending on the sunscreen that you have picked, as well as the size of your face and the area that you want to protect, but overall you should get the idea to use a fair amount. So about that much, more or less. You do not necessarily need a teaspoon. I just want to share with you a visual guide based on the amount. Then rub your fingers together and apply it evenly all over. You can use your sunscreen around the eyes if that's fine for your eyes. If it irritates your eyes, then make sure to either replace your sunscreen or leave out the eye area and wear sunglasses instead. So, and once you have applied your sunscreen all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then this is going to be the last step in your morning skincare routine. And so this would sum up the entire example skincare routine that I want to share with you when working with Garnier SkinActive Vitamin C Brightening Serum. And I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video. Otherwise, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. And I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!